Hello, welcome to the self-learning platform by Dr. Sushma Singh. Today we are going to start Unit 2, Frameworks for Analysis. Let us first have introduction about the unit. As you have studied in Unit 1, development of state politics in India was marked by the emergence of new issues, processes, and political forces over more than 5 decades. These changes gave distinct identity to the state politics. They also drew the attention of scholars to study them. For understanding the social and political reality, some analytical tools are necessary. Such tools are known as the perspectives or frameworks. Any attempt to understand reality without a framework is like groping in the dark. Political scientists have used different frameworks in order to capture and understand patterns of state politics in India. It should be noted that there are no specific frameworks meant exclusively to state politics. The same frameworks can be applied to study politics at any level of its operation, nation, state, or local. The categorization of frameworks is generally known by the level at which it is applied. Thus, when applied to study state politics, these frameworks can be referred to as the frameworks for analysis of state politics. In this unit, you will study about these frameworks. Now let us study systematic framework. Systematic framework is one of the two frameworks which have been most commonly used to analyze state politics. It is also known by its variants like structural functional, modernization, or developmental frameworks. The other such frameworks is Marxian, which you will study in the next section. In fact, till the 1970s, these two frameworks were the predominant. As you will study in this unit, there also emerged other frameworks in the later period. But these two frameworks continue to be used in one or the other forms. Some of the later frameworks are the offshoots of these two principal frameworks, the systematic and the Marxian. Besides, some scholars have used a combination of frameworks at the same time. Let us begin with the systematic framework. As a part of the behavioral movement in social sciences, this framework was adopted by political scientists to study changes and order in the political systems. Developed basically in America, this framework was used to study the politics of the countries which had been liberated from the colonial rules. It became very popular in these countries following the publication of G. A. Almond and J. S. Coleman, The Politics of Developing Areas in 1960s. The basic features of systematic framework are the following. The unit of political activities is a political system. The political system consists of political institutions, structures, and processes. Different constituent structures or institutions of the system keep interacting, conflicting, and adjusting with each other, balancing and counterbalancing themselves. These processes occur in a social and political milieu. In such situation, the political system maintains itself. It does not break down. The political system thus is resilient. Many political scientists have followed the system framework to study Indian politics. It has been used to study both the politics of the country as a whole and also state politics. The most important example of its application to all India level politics is Rajni Kothari's Politics in India. With the recognition of state politics as a distinct arena of study, the systematic framework came to be used by several individual scholars in case of studies of individual states or the group of states. They studied various aspects of state politics. These aspects included principally political parties, factions within parties, caste, religion, language, leadership, election, pressure group, etc. These aspects were also considered as subsystem of political system. Two issues which are most significant amongst part of studies are political parties and caste. Paul Brass and Richard Sisson have studied Congress in Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan respectively, applying the system framework. Richard Sisson studied the institutionalization of Congress, adaptability of modern institution, political party to the traditional system of caste. Rajni Kothari in fact had conceptualized Congress party as Congress system. Congress had shown resilience in adapting to the factionalism within it. These are some examples of the application of systematic framework. Caste also drew attention of political scientists like that of the sociologist. In an attempt to understand the developing or traditional societies, they strove to comprehend the interaction between the modernity and the traditions. Modernity was identified with modern political institutions and processes, elected government, nation state, modern leadership or elite, universal adult franchise, parties, elections, etc., which were new to the newly decolonized countries, and tradition was identified with the ascriptive or primordial attributes like caste, religion, tribe, etc. While studying interaction between modernity, election, political party, etc., and the tradition like caste, Rajni Kothari argues that the interaction between caste and politics is a two-way process. Both caste and politics change each other. In the process, caste no longer plays the traditional or ritualistic role. It has got secularized. While pursuing pioneering study of politics in different states within board systematic framework published in Myron Werner State Politics in India A large number of scholars focused on the following aspects: the social and economic environment of political processes, description of the political processes and performance of state government. The principal variables to study social and economic environment included social configuration, caste, religion, language, etc. Economic structure, rural-urban divide. The description of political processes dealt with political parties, with special emphasis on factionalism within Congress. Interest groups, leadership pattern, and conflict over public policy and performance of government was assessed primarily in terms of distribution of goods and services. The scholar used these variables in varying degrees, but the common framework of their analysis has been systematic framework. The studies of different states which have been published in Iqbal Narayan State Politics India are also done in a systematic framework. They also give prominent place to the context of state politics. The context includes history, political status of states, roles of states in national movement, caste and religious composition, levels, economic developments, role of educated middle class. The differences in the level of these determinants or the context get reflected in differences in state politics. Despite these differences, general framework of analysis in these studies is systematic analysis. Systematic framework has come under attack from various quarters. Its most scathing critique has been provided by the Marxist scholars. They argue that the systematic framework overlooks the role of class in politics. It undermines the significance of history in political processes. It subordinates the state to the political system and does not link the politics within a country to the influence of outside forces like imperialism. They contend that systematic framework is basically anti-change and status quoist. Now we wind up today's lecture. Thank you so much for your attention.